There's something I really enjoy about reviewing micro-brand watches, and that is that they often have a freedom to do things larger brands simply can't. They listen to enthusiasts, they take risks, and they usually pack in features that would cost considerably more from mainstream manufacturers. Today, we are taking a look at the Sher Watch, That Watch Podcast Limited Edition Dive Watch. And I'd like to start by saying a huge thank you to Sher Watches for loaning this watch into the channel. To be completely transparent, this is a press piece sent to me for review. No money has exchanged hands, and I've already returned the watch to Sher. Everything you're about to hear is entirely my own opinion. Let's start by making a coffee. Before you even get to the watch itself, the packaging tells you quite a lot about who this watch is aimed at. Everything is presented really neatly. You've got the warranty card, the spare bracelet links, a nylon strap, and this really made me smile, a set of curved spring bars specifically for fitting the NATO strap. Now that may sound like a tiny detail, but it's exactly the sort of thing that tells me this was not designed by a huge corporate committee. This is an enthusiast's watch. Someone has actually sat there and thought, people are going to want to swap straps. Can you imagine Rolex throwing a set of curved spring bars into the box? Absolutely not. It's a small touch, but it immediately shows the character. Picking the watch up for the first time, I was genuinely impressed. The entire case is brushed, and personally, that's exactly how I would like a dive watch. It gives the whole watch a proper tool aesthetic. It's understated, practical, and it hides wear much better than polished surfaces. If I was being incredibly picky, and this is a personal preference, I would have loved to see a polished chamfer running along the edge of the case just to break things up slightly. I think it would have elevated the appearance to another level, but I also completely appreciate that adding details like that probably increases manufacturing costs quite considerably. At the price of just £795, I think Sher have made the right decision at putting the money elsewhere. One thing I always try and do when reviewing watches is to compare them to pieces I actually own. The first watch that came into mind was a Laurier Neptune Series 3. The overall feel, finishing and quality honestly reminded me quite a lot of that watch, and that is a compliment. The Laurier has always been one of my favourite micro-brand divers, so for the Sher to sit comfortably alongside it says a lot. I've also owned the Brew Metric Teddy Baldessare edition. Now I think the Brew maybe had a slight edge when it comes to case finishing and some of the dial details. But when it comes to the bracelet, Sher absolutely turns the tables. The tolerances on this bracelet and end links are absolutely fantastic. The bracelet feels tight and well made. The links are secured with screws instead of friction pins, which amazingly is still something you don't get on Seiko watches that are around £1,500. And then there's the clasp. The on-the-fly micro-adjustment is genuinely excellent. Once you've owned a bracelet with really good micro-adjust systems, it's incredibly difficult to go back. Being able to fine-tune the fit throughout the day makes such a difference to everyday comfort. The dial is where this watch starts to show a bit of personality. Rather than trying to copy another famous dive watch, Sher have done something that feels genuinely fun. The textured dial adds depth without becoming distracting, and then you've got the beverage rating. It is quirky, it is different, and I think that's exactly what a microbrand should be doing. If you're buying a smaller independent brand, you're probably looking for something with a bit more character than another Submariner homage. This certainly delivers that. After spending some time with the Sher watch, I've come away genuinely impressed. The build quality is excellent, the bracelet is outstanding, the clasp is one of the best I've experienced in this price point. The watch feels thoughtfully designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts, and perhaps most importantly, it feels like good value. At £795, I genuinely think there are very few brands producing at this level of quality. For me, the only company consistently competing at this price point is Christopher Ward, and that's pretty high praise. No watch is perfect, and yes, I'd have loved to see a little polished chamfer on the case, but that's a preference rather than a criticism. Overall, I think Sher have produced something that's incredibly well thought out. It's brilliantly executed and a genuine contender if you are looking for a premium micro-brand dive watch. If you've owned one yourself, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear what you think of it. If you've enjoyed this review, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help more than you might realise. And thanks again to Sher Watches for loaning the watch in for review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.